the issue here. The one we talk about is a change which is incessant and which has been happening since Bhagavad Adam. Where did it start? 10,000 years ago, we as humans were hunters, gatherers. जिस गोश्त मिल जाता था मार के खा लेते थे, नहीं मिलता था तो we used to go to the trees and the bushes and pick the berries or the fruits. That's what life was for God knows how many millennia. And then, for whatever reason, and I'm not a anthropology is some area नहीं है, but you know we set down 10,000 years ago sedentary existence, started tillage, put up villages, became rather than nomads, communities, उसके अपने socio-economic जो repercussions होते हैं वो होने लगे. That's change. And that was major change. आजकल जो हो रहा है वो तो बहुत ही कम है उस लिहाज से. उस change के बाद फिर वो you know probably बीवियाँ जो मर्दों को कहती थी वो सामान उठा के ले आओ, ये कर दो, वो कर दो, तो some bright spark probably उसने एक राउंड चीज नीचे डाली उस पर, उसको रोल करता हुआ ले गया एक घर से दूसरे घर. एंड देन इट हिट पीपल, यार व्हील बना लेते, बड़ा आसान हो जाएगी जिंदगी. तो वो व्हील बन गया, मोशन स्टार्ट हो गया, मोशन की वजह से स्टोरेज होने लगा, स्पीड अगेन आगे का चेंज आ रहा है, जल्दी जल्दी आ रहा है. The one which actually is, I noticed, has been disregarded a lot in our sort of blogs, etc., is printing. The day man started printing, life changed totally. Because till then, a lot of knowledge used to be taken and lost, progress was stop-start and patchy in different places. Once printing happened, you could take whatever was learned and shipped across the world. That was changed to speed up dramatically. It's not even, I don't know why, it's not even said as one of the drivers of today's society, but that's what it was, printing. That's what it did. Then came James Watt with his steam, and then he got the idea because of that kettle bouncing up and down, कि यार ये तो machine चल सकती, machine चली तो industrial age आ गई, shipping एक दफा constant हो जाए, मूवमेंट हो जाए, टेक्नोलॉजी वो इकोनॉमी जब बिल्कुल वो शेयर होती है उससे बड़ा डिफरेंस पड़ता है. So that speeded up further change. We then had secondary changes like electricity आ गई, हाइड्रोकार्बन आ गए, तो शिप्स जो ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट हो गए, एयरप्लेन्स आ गए. Those are again a lot of speed. And then lastly, of course, came the computer. I can remember when I was 12 years old, I had a teacher who had this really sick-looking calculator, लाल रंग का होता था, और वो सिर्फ दो चीजें करता था, माइनस करता था, प्लस करता था. And we, as 12 years old, were fascinated by that. I promise you, I didn't know what a computer was at that time. This was 12 years old. आजकल आप लोग हंसेंगे कि यार मेरे 2 साल के बच्चे को मालूम है, मैं वो सब 12 साल के नहीं मालूम. That technology, of course, has speeded up things. Digitalization आया, nanotechnology आई, 3D printing आई, AI आ गया, and so that has just gone sort of stratospheric, the change and the speed of change. So all this, obviously, is bothering humanity, because what happens is society and culture does not move at the same pace. We aren't. It's like, वो American Wild West में पहले localities बन जाती थी, लोग migrate करके caravans पर चले जाते थे, settle कर जाते थे. Years later, the railroad would arrive at that town. That's the same thing. The culture has still not arrived. There's a measure of this order. It's called entropy, E-N-T-R-O-P-Y. It's a proper formula, scientific formula, measure of disorder in the system. The universe, since the Big Bang, entropy, which is a disorder in the system, has gone up a quadrillion times. What is a quadrillion? A quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. That's the level of disorder which has come into the system. They've tried to calculate what's happening in the earth in terms of entropy, various systems. I'm sure things like AI में जो disorder आ रहा होगा will be huge. They haven't been able to calculate it. I saw one calculation on the net that said 400 times in one day. That's the way disorder is moving. So I tend to think scientifically now and logically that man is going towards some sort of reckoning in the next decade or 2 decades, because this entropy says that eventually the disorder will bring the system down. That's a scientific thing. It's not. I mean, you know, मैं तो religion को aside रखता हूँ, मैं हूँ religious by philosophy, but I'm keeping that aside because a lot of people dispute that. But scientifically, our science itself says that this thing will come apart eventually. तो ये entropy जो बड़ी तेजी से बढ़ रही है, इस दुनिया में भी बढ़ रही है. It's been caused by that change. Disorder बढ़ता जा रहा है, disorder बढ़ रहा है, वो society जो है वो, you know, especially the older people are not quite in sync with the new systems. Some of the younger ones haven't got up, or they're causing more change to happen. So there is a disorder. So I sort of take your personal measure of this disorder. मैंने थोड़ा सा शुरू में allude भी किया था. I've never heard of the word computer till maybe 14 or 15. I touched my first desktop at the age of 23. Can you imagine that? I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. I spent 4 years ticking and adding and subtracting and verifying. आजकल वो सब चंद सेकंड में AI programs कर देते हैं. I'll give you a very funny story. This is no, I won't name the company. This is a very large UK company. I did my accountancy in the UK. वहाँ पर audit हो रहा था. Just this is the interim audit which happens when you check the system. 3 हफ्ते तक एक तरफ invoices थे, दूसरी तरफ books थी. वो ऑडिट में था कि आजकल 6 करते हैं डॉक्यूमेंट्स, उस वक्त 1 महीने का करते थे. वो 1 महीने की डॉक्यूमेंट जो है 3 हफ्ते मैंने और एक और बंदे ने वेरीफाई किए, इन सेल्स इनवॉइस टू द एक्चुअल रिकॉर्डिंग. So somewhere down after the second day or third day, when we really got bored with this process where you say, अच्छा वो कितना है, वो 50 पाउंड है और ये यहाँ पर 50 पाउंड लिखा है, टिक करो. We used to have a race. उस पेज पर के 21 डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, तो मैं बैठा टिक करता रहता था, और वो बंदा जो है जो इनवॉइस कर रहा था वो जो यूनियन स्टैम्प कर रहा था. And you try to figure out who will get to the end before the other. So, you know, that can all be done in about a few seconds now with the AI program. That's how technology has changed. That's how speed has happened. Anyway, तो मैंने 23 साल की उम्र में पहली दफ़ा डेस्कटॉप छुआ, फिर वो लैपटॉप बन गया. मैंने 49 की एज पर, and in that, Anglo Foods was a pioneer. The first digital ad was made in Pakistan. That was at the age of 49. आजकल ज़्यादातर ads जो हैं probably digitalized होते हैं. I just crossed 50 when we created a live online tertiary collection, data collection system in the milk collection, which would give you literally changa manga में 2 लीटर, 3.5, 5.5 फैट, 7 सॉलिड्स, इस तरीके से सब डिटेल के साथ. That was at 50 plus. And I just mentioned, in the 60s, and I used to come here for holidays in the uncles and aunts here. इस जगह में ऑलरेडी उस वक्त सिर्फ होता था, इस्लामाबाद तो थे ही नहीं. टांगे और कैमल कार्स नज़र आती थी, ट्रक भी नहीं नज़र आती, केरोसिन ऑयल पर खाना पकता था, गैस भी नहीं थी, ये हाल। तो दैट्स द डिफरेंस, यू कैन सी वेयर इट्स गॉन। तो 60 के बाद जो है, अब then I was involved in a project where we took data and where there used to be 4 or 5 variables examined to make a decision, put in an AI program, analysis की, and 60 के करीब variables को analyze किया, उसकी basis पर decision किया। By the way, वो decision, वो पहले वाले decision से इतना different नहीं था। So इंसान कुछ सही कर रहा होगा, but anyway, ये किया। So this is how it's happening. 60 variables. Can you imagine that there's no way a human being can even evaluate 60 variables? This is in one lifetime. Now I don't know, इसका मुझे तो फायदा हुआ है क्योंकि I've sort of taken technology and surfed on it through my career. जिन कंपनियों के साथ मैंने काम किया उनको भी फायदा हुआ है। Agro Foods won the G20 Top 15 Company Award in 2012, and that was mainly based on TAC technology. That's the highest single award any company has got in Pakistan's history, international award. तो मुझे फायदा हुआ है, but I know so many people who have fallen by the wayside. And of course, culture and societies, one which I specifically remark is grandparents have been totally marginalized by technology. आज जो 5 साल 6 साल का बच्चा है वो अपने ग्रैंडफादर को बेवकूफ़ समझता है। That wasn't the case. And so that's the cultural difficulties. Okay, I'll just now revert to some figures which Adil had asked me to investigate. बड़ी मुश्किल से मिले। I'm going to talk about turnaround. To do that, I tried to get some figures on turnaround worldwide. And surprise, surprise, कुछ है ही नहीं. There's a lot of talk कि हाँ ये turnaround हुआ, वो turnaround हुआ, मगर specific figures नहीं है. It's probably because of the nature of the stuff. What is a failure, and if you turn it around into a success, what is success? So maybe it's statistical data नहीं है. There's a lot of anecdotal stuff. So मैंने related data कुछ चीजें मैं सोचा देख लूँ, ये HBR से है और Google से है. I was doing that last night. So for instance, I don't know if you guys know, only 3% of the brands of this world have been successful. What is classed as successful? Over 100 years of history. This is coming from the HBR. So all the ones you see in the supermarket, which I suppose are successful, there are 97 for each one of them, which have failed. This is quite a fascinating figure. Yani marketing and launching things is a very inexact and a very unsuccessful sort of career. I would strongly advise people look at that. Anyway, so this is HBR data. There are other stuff. I don't know if you know, 50% of the businesses do not last till the second generation. 75% of the companies in the world do not reach 15 years. Just imagine, जो आपको नजर आता है उससे 3 गुना ज़्यादा चीज़ें गायब हो जाती हैं हर 15 साल पर. तो 82% of the businesses expire due to cash flow. That I had heard about before and also quoted somewhere. That means the company can be profitable, but because it's overbuilt itself, it will collapse. And coming out of that, real startling statistics. आप जानते हैं यूनिकॉर्न क्या है? Unicorn, besides a legendary unicorn is a business which is worth $1 billion. So recent years, मैं due to technology बहुत सारी companies unicorn बनी हैं. Only 0.6% of the unicorns survive. 0.6%, not even 1%. So out of 200, 1.2 unicorns will survive. After reaching ultimate success, $1 billion की हो गई है, उसके बंद हो गई. So that's again a real horrible figure. And what I've gathered, turnaround attempts at the first pass, maybe a third will survive. यानी मुश्किल में कंपनी आ गई है, उसको रिकवर करने की कोशिश की गई है, out of 3 only 1 will survive. At the second pass, which means obviously एक दफ़ा रिकवर होने लगी और उसको सॉलिडिफाई करना और उसको स्टडी करना, figure is something like 10%. तो यानी कि जनरली कंपनीज मुश्किल में आ गई, टर्न अराउंड बड़ा मुश्किल है. Okay, so now I got lucky. Many years ago, there's a gentleman who, for some unknown reason, and this is, well, it's not unknown reason, it happens in Pakistan, is not celebrated in Pakistan. He is one of the most valued, honored, respected corporate citizens of the world. उनकी बुक भी है एक रीइन्वेंट के नाम से. And I know, I'm mentioning it here, I can guarantee you his name has not been mentioned in any Connex or any map convention ever. His name is Fareed Hassan. His father used to be a secretary in the Pakistan government. He's a naturalized American now. He goes by the name of Fred Hassan. Fareed को उन्होंने Fred कर दिया. I met him a long time ago. So what is his claim to fame? First of all, he was head of Sandoz and then merger हुआ, Novartis बनाया, जो भी बनाते हैं. But his claim to fame is that he's done 6 turnarounds in his life. International ones, paid ones. He is known as the turnaround artist. He's now in his 82, 83 age like that. So obviously he's now, I guess, not working regularly. But if you're in trouble, you go to him. And for that matter, all those 6 turnarounds, he has never failed in a single one. So, long time ago, when I first got into trouble, by the way, I'm beginning to rival him on a local level. I'm into my 6th turnaround at the moment. So, if that's successful, then I will have the same amount, except on a much smaller scale, all in Pakistan. Back in the day when the bomb had gone and I just come back to Pakistan and I was with a company which Hassan Adnan would know anyway. And I mean, thanks to a major cola war, both sides were bankrupt. And it was the biggest business in my portfolio because it was West Asia, so I had few other countries. But Pakistan was by far the biggest. And unfortunately, 1.5 महीने 6 हफ्ते हुए थे वापस आने के, वो बम फट गया. पता नहीं पाकिस्तान बैन हो रहा था, क्या हो रहा था. And the company was bankrupt. इसी वजह से शायद मुझे भेज दिया उन्होंने कि ये कुछ कर नहीं सकेगा तो मैं निकाल देंगे. So I ran into him and he gave me a template which I've used in every single one of the turnarounds and I've used in my startups because so happens, most of them are like that. In the food में भी मैंने इस्तेमाल किया, मोरिनागा में when I was there, setting that business up, वो भी इस्तेमाल किया. I've done a couple of others. There's a logistics business which I did with Jardine, जो सब मुझे नहीं मालूम था तो ज़्यादा मुश्किल हुई. But I'll just talk about that. So फरीद साहब ने से मैंने पूछा कि मैं क्या करूँ, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है और मुझे लगता है कि मेरी नौकरी तो जाएगी और पूरी कंपनी भी जाएगी और शायद इंडस्ट्री भी चली जाए क्योंकि उस तरफ को भी बैंक करता. So he gave me a picture and that template I applied and then I've applied that every single time and I'll talk in greater detail when I come to the 40 group on that. So what he told me was, and this sounds a bit familiar to you maybe, but this is coming from an expert on the subject. He says you walk in through the door and never once are you going to lose your calmness. Stay calm. I think आपने word घबराना नहीं सुना होगा. So, the moment someone sees you not being calm, that's the end of the day. The calmness is an absolute must. चलिए आपने वो कर लिया, उसके बाद फिर अपना गोल आप सेट करें, विजन, गोल, whatever you call it. वो आपको लाइट हाउस दूर नजर आना चाहिए, उसका रास्ता डिजाइन कर लें, तो एक प्लान बना लें. सिर्फ 3 चीज़ों से ज़्यादा नहीं करना है एक वक्त. कुछ भी हो जाए 3 से ज़्यादा नहीं. मैंने देखा है लोगों को 4 की तरफ जाते हुए डिजास्टर होता है. So he said, by trial and error, I know 3 is the max. 3 changes. And if possible, choose the ones which can be made successful. Be pious in that planning. If you feel X is important and Y is not that important, but Y can be successful and X cannot, go for Y. Don't go for X. There's a reason for that. Success breeds success. उन्होंने ये कहा यार एक दफा तुमने ये 3 कर दिया ना तो सब 100 प्रॉब्लम सब कुछ उठा के बाहर फेंक देगी पता है. और वो 3 के पीछे की वजह से सब कुछ चलने लगेगा. I've seen that happen 6 times now. Just go for 3. आपने प्लानिंग कर लिया, आपने गोल सेट कर लिए, आपने 3 चीजें कर ली. उसके बाद he says the most important item in all this is communication.